Hi,
How are you?
I'm alive.
Yeah? I thought maybe you're feeling a little woozy.
No.
No. The reason why I make that comment is because we've been, we just started to doing a little door dashing for just for a little extra cash and for,
Extra wedding fund
yeah,
cash.
wedding fund. And we're using it to, um, for Kayla for her driver's training.
Yeah, for her to
Because
get her hours
for
in.
her to get hours in, which I think is a great idea, by the way. It gets her the experience and it gets a little side hustle on the side. So, but
Yeah.
we we stopped at a few places that were feeling very good for the
Yeah.
most part. I know some people like the smell. Neither one of us really care for it, but we were there a few
It's
times.
not, I don't care for it. I strongly dislike it. And the reason for that being is because it gives me a headache instantly. It is not my friend. You want to do what you want to do, whatever. But for me, I instantly get a migraine.
Yeah, so that's the reason I made that comment. Uh,
So no, no munchies, no lovey, no.
no,
Um,
no, nothing.
I do have a slight headache though,
Yeah,
which means it's coming on.
yeah. Well, we won't. We'll make it. We won't keep you here too long because it is.
Oh, why? No, let's let everybody see what happens when Amy gets a migraine. It's not pleasant for anyone.
No, there's no need for that. So, but at any rate, with that kind of topped off. Uh,
We are also very tired. It has been a very, very long week for us,
yeah,
as it
it's
has been for probably, everybody else out there. Um, with the picking of the DoorDash hours and um, just normal day-to-day stuff. Where his car's now in the shop. So we went from 4 vehicles down to 2 vehicles. So it's been interesting to play car tag with everybody. We've got a 17-year-old who is in high school, but she's also going to consortium, which is like a trade school within her high school to get started on her college courses. So she has to drive from Milan to Saline. So it's a never-ending game of car tag,
cat and mouse.
which it really is anyway, because you and I are the only ones that can drive your car because it's stick shift.
Right.
So we're gonna have to start teaching the kids to drive stick shift.
I don't
Because
have a problem teaching them once they can figure out how to keep them on the road and not smash them up.
Kayla will be fine, I think.
Yeah.
She's too nervous of a driver.
Yeah.
Um, but we say all that by way of saying that it's been a very long week for us,
Yeah.
and
Stressful,
it's
but stressful, and not just. I mean, we've had a few relationship hiccups too, but uh,
those were sinkholes.
I wouldn't necessarily call them. Well, maybe not the really big
They were
ones.
sinkholes.
Not the really big ones. Just the small ones.
Whatever you say.
You see this look? You see this look? At any rate,
We'll
well,
we'll we'll go
you
into
had
tiny sinkhole therapy.
yeah you you had gotten something through your you said email that you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about.
So I get Wild at Heart daily readings, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's John and Stacey Eldridge are amazing authors. They wrote Wild at Heart and Captivating. Wild at Heart was written from John, and it's in perspective of what a man was designed to do based on what God designed a man to do. And Captivating is the woman's version, and that was written by Stacey. But I get their daily and weekly devotionals to kind of just, it's more like a word of encouragement throughout the week. But I received one today and I read it and I thought of you and I, because I'm like, you and I have been put through the ringer lately, and it has been full vulnerability. Like, it's been like, we had a conversation today where I texted her and I was like, are you sure this isn't us starting to split up? Because, like, this is not like us. This isn't us. This isn't you and I.
For going through the ringer. I'm not wrinkled.
Well, Ringers usually dry them out and flatten them. That's okay.
Yeah, they're kind of wrinkledy.
Um, but we were both kind of at our wits' end about trying to understand the other person, misunderstandings, and just life in general. I'm sure everybody kind of feels that too. So I'm going to read what this devotional says, and then I kind of want to hear your thoughts about it because you haven't heard this yet.
Hmm.
So the title is "Fitting Beautifully Together." Oddly enough, every man wants a battle to fight. It's the whole thing with boys and weapons. And look at the movies men love: Braveheart, Gladiator, Top Gun, High Noon, Saving Private Ryan.
I agree.
Men are made for battle. And ladies, don't don't you love the heroes of those movies? You might not want to fight in a war, but don't you long for a man who will fight for you? To have Daniel Day-Lewis look at you in the eye and say, no matter how long it takes, no matter how far, I will find you. Women don't fear a man's strength if women don't fear a man's strength if he is a good man. Men also long for adventure. Adventure is a deeply spiritual longing in the heart of every man. Adventure requires something of us, puts us to the test. Though we may fear the test, at the same time we yearn to be tested, to discover that we have what it takes. Finally, every man longs for a beauty to rescue. He really does. Where would Robin Hood be without Marian? Or King Arthur without Guinevere? Lonely men fight lonely battles. You see, it's not just that a man needs a battle to fight. He needs someone to fight for. There is nothing there is nothing that inspires a man to courage so much as the woman he loves. More of the daring and okay, sometimes ridiculous things young men do are to impress the girls. Men go to war carrying photos of their sweethearts in their wallets. That is a metaphor of this deeper longing to fight for the beauty. This is not to say that a woman is a helpless creature who can't live her life without a man. I am saying that men long to offer their strength on behalf of a woman. Now, can you see how the desires of a man's heart and the desires of a woman's heart were at least meant to fit beautifully together? A woman in the presence of a good man, a real man, loves being a woman. His strength allows her feminine heart to flourish. His pursuit draws out her beauty. And a man in the presence of a real woman loves being a man. Her beauty arouses him to play the man. It draws out his strength. She inspires him to be a hero. I thought that was really interesting. After everything that you and I have been through I'd say the last 2 months, probably.
Yeah, yeah. I had to agree with I you know, I kind of agree with most of it. I probably actually all of it. Uh,
What about it?
I
Did
mean,
you have
my I
you
have
sound
a
hesitant?
I have a problem with comprehension, so sometimes listening to it, I catch most of it, but sometimes there's details that I my brain just can't catch.
Well, let's start with this. Every man wants to fight a battle. It's the whole thing between boys and weapons. Men were made for battle.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that that men I agree that men were designed for battle for sure. Matter of fact, I think we talked about this once before about having that deep soul purpose of
Hmm.
God, country, and family.
Hmm.
So I 100% agree with that.
Yep. Um, Men also long for adventure. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, some sort of adventure. I mean, it doesn't have to be climbing Mount Everest, but yeah, some sort of adventure.
Well, each man was made for a different type of adventure.
Yeah,
Sometimes the adventure is fatherhood. Sometimes the adventure is loading up the family and getting off grid for a weekend.
seeing how far they can go without really wanting to kill their family.
Hmm.
Then shut up! Don't
Well,
make me stop this car.
and sometimes the car gets stopped.
But that just happened just this week. We were coming back and I had to stop the truck.
What do you mean?
We were coming back from somewhere and girls were doing something in the back seat and I pulled her over and I stopped the truck.
Oh, you pulled it over because they were being rude and they weren't listening to me. But
Yeah.
yes, yes. Um, we long for an adventure, but
Just
ultimately,
one that you didn't plan. That was kind of
no.
that was kind of me being kind of
I
funny at the
know.
same time of being serious.
Like, yes, like I can only speak for me, but I think for most people, like some people just don't like surprises. I don't want to have to think all the time. I want you to be able to take me on an adventure where you're leading the way.
It doesn't have to be a surprise if you don't know nothing. I mean, it's not necessarily doesn't necessarily fall underneath the surprise. Just means you didn't plan it.
Yeah,
Still,
but that therein lies the adventure for me. It's like, ooh,
I was talking about the surprise part about people not liking the surprises.
oh, well,
That's not necessarily a surprise. Even if the man lays out the whole thing, right? Can lay it from start to finish. It doesn't matter.
hmm
Still may not be a surprise. Because if you and I talk about, I say, look, this is what we're doing, blah blah blah. We're gonna go here, we're gonna do that. Okay, but it's not a surprise, but you're still not planning it. So it's
yes, yeah. And then finally, every man longs for a beauty to rescue. He needs someone to fight for.
yeah, yes, I agree with that one too. I have been told in my past that I have a problem with that. Um, that I try to. I'm not gonna say what my therapist called it.
Save a whole complex.
Yeah, she called it save a whole complex. Um, and I agree. I am guilty of that. And that's like when you say stuff like, "Hey,
But,
this would be cool," like the plants in the greenhouse. It's like that falls underneath that. Okay, that's what she wants. I'm going to do it because it
well,
gives us purpose and it gives us drive to show how much we care and how much this is something that you want. This is what I can do for you. So I agree with that.
I'm going to say this first. The whole save a whole complex. I think everybody needs improvement, but I think when you have people that tend to abuse that, knowing about it, and I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying
Right.
there are people out there that will use that to their advantage.
Hmm.
And that's really unfortunate for the men that are really just trying to be a good man. And that's why I think a lot of men nowadays are just like, well, what's the point? What's the point of being a good man? I don't get anywhere with it.
No, it totally destroys our sense of accomplishment and what's what I'm looking for, appreciation when it's taken advantage of at some point, and some people use the reference as filling each other's emotional glass. If I'm doing this stuff for you, I'm filling your glass, but if you're not doing something for me in return, it's not filling my emotional glass,
Yeah.
and that's where
Or it can be misunderstood as like this is what you thought I needed filled in my glass.
yeah.
But you can be missing the mark completely. So that goes back to you and I always saying like, yes, do I want you to fight for me? Yes, I never want you to stop fighting for me because it's at the point when you stop fighting for me that I realize, does he really want to be here? Like he's given up
Right.
on the battle. But in return, and I'm gonna read this really quick. Um, a woman in the presence of a good man, a real man, loves being a woman. His strength allows her feminine heart to flourish. His pursuit draws out her beauty. And a man in the presence of a real woman loves being a man. Her beauty arouses in him to play the man. It draws out his strength. She inspires him to be a hero. I never understood. I've read their both of those. Well, I haven't read Wild at Heart, but I have read Captivating, and it has very similar context in there. But I never truly knew what that meant until I got with you because I was, and you can attest to this, I was very independent, very like,
And sometimes
you
you
ain't gonna
still
help me
are.
with crap. Like, I got it. Like, I'm good. I don't need you to do anything
Right.
for me. And to see that to where we are now, it's like, can you make me a sandwich?
Yeah. No problem.
Um, to, and I'm still that same person, like, I'll get on the tractor. I'm not going to wait for you to tell me what to do.
Right.
I'm gonna get on the lawnmower. I'm gonna pick up the leaves. I'm not, this helpless little individual, but it's different when a good man, and dare I say a good woman, are in line with each other. One, I was talking to my mom about this today, feeling like it's just attack after attack after attack after attack. And she's always good about putting in perspective of like, you have to think about this. Are you bringing glory to the kingdom of God? Yes. We're going to church more. We're really getting into our faith. The enemy isn't going to like that. The enemy is going to do anything that he can to steal, kill, and destroy. And he is not going to stop at anything to tear that down. So it's kind of interesting that today is the day that I received this in my
Right.
email to read. And I'm like, literally fitting beautifully together. It's because I think, and we have growth to do, obviously, but I think you and I are both growing into the people that we were designed to be because we have been able to be vulnerable enough to, well, just vulnerable in general. Because
Right.
we
Yeah.
haven't had relationships where we've really been able to be completely vulnerable.
Right.
We've
Yep.
always had to be on guard.
Yeah, that's one of the. I mean, we always talk about communication and trust, but part of that circle is vulnerability.
Hmm.
And I don't know if we've touched on that before, but in order I mean, you have to have trust and you have to have communication, but before you can have real communication, you have to have vulnerability
Hmm.
and a safe spot to go, right? And in order to have those, you have to have those in order to have communication.
Hmm.
But in order to have, you know, good communication, you have to have trust.
Right.
In order to have it's a circle, and those are three main points on that circle. And I think that this is probably the first time that both of us have had all three.
Hmm. I've said it, and I will say it till my dying breath. I know how to do dysfunctional.
Right.
I have no idea how to do healthy. Because when you've been in relationships that have not worked out for whatever reason, it is very hard to then think this good person is going to last because nothing else has ever lasted.
And what do I always tell you? Stick around, watch. Watch what I do. I'll show you.
Yeah, but that's very hard to
I
grasp
know.
onto,
I know. And I'll take my sweet time until it comes.
especially with an independent person.
You know. No, I agree. I'm a very independent person myself.
But
I don't
that,
have a problem letting some. Like, I don't have a problem letting you do things for me.
yes, you
I
do.
don't want you to feel like I'm taking advantage of those
But
points.
that's the problem is
Yeah.
you get upset. Side story. I literally just held his sunglasses thing open
We
for
were
him.
we were driving somewhere.
No, Kayla was driving and you and I were in the front seat, and I just happened, your thing was slipping, so I just grabbed it, not thinking, and I went to hold it open, and then you snatched it out of my
Yeah.
hand, and boy, it set me off
Yep. Yeah, I was in the passenger seat. Yeah, that's right.
because I was like, what? Who pissed in your Cheerios?
It wasn't the fact that somebody pissed in my Cheerios. I prefer my Cheerios dry anyway. But uh,
Somebody did something in someone's Cheerios then,
it was the
because
fact that I'm. It's not the fact, like I said, I don't have a problem asking for help or even receiving help. I just don't want somebody. I don't want to make somebody feel like I'm helpless. I think that makes a little more sense.
mm,
No,
you don't want to feel helpless.
I don't want you to think that I can't do it for myself
Um,
because I'm well capable. I don't have any problem doing it on my own.
but I think that's where this comes into play.
Yeah.
Is that I know that you're capable. You've proven to me time and time and time
Yeah.
again you're capable.
Yeah.
But I think in that moment, what it felt like was a hard like Heisman, get out of here.
Right.
And it was literally like, bye, mother, I'm
Yeah.
out.
Well, we also had a talk. I think after that particular incident, you and I were talking too about um, my parents are quite old fashioned, and they do a lot of that, right? My mom waits on my dad, and it's not because he's being, what's the word I'm looking for, rough on my mom. That's just the way they are. They're old school. Mom likes to wait on him, and there are times that he'll say and do things that, not from my mom's perspective, but from my perspective, feels like he's taking advantage of that.
Hmm.
I know he's not. Mom's not letting him take advantage of her, but from my perspective, it does. And sometimes that really irks me, and I don't want to ever treat you like that.
But I bounced back and
Yeah, I
said
know.
to you, you're thinking of it from a male standpoint. You're a male, that makes sense. But think about it from her standpoint. She is taking care of the woman who has provided her the life
The man.
that she has.
Yeah.
She is taking care of her man. And everybody knows she is his and he is hers.
Right.
And there is no question. So for her, it's not taking advantage. It's not, that's where that piece lies in of she's able to be fully who she is because he's allowing her to be that.
Right.
She doesn't have to worry about money. She doesn't have to worry about being loved. She doesn't have to worry about having someone there that's going to be there for her no matter what. She
Yeah.
knows that. And he has allowed her to be rooted in her feminine heart and what she's a giver. That's just who she is. She likes to care for people. She's got that heart. And your dad has allowed her to fully embrace that without judgment. And that is a very secure place for a woman to be, is to be able to be vulnerable, not just in front of him, but in front of everybody. Now, I can guarantee you, if somebody said something to your mama, better believe your daddy gonna be right there.
And he won't say nothing either. He just find yourself on flat on the ground.
Yeah, he does. He's a man of very few words, but his actions are quick. Well, maybe not so much now, but
Yeah, he's at that point now. They're a little slower than they used to be, but 20 years ago, yeah, yeah, no,
and when we say a little slower, they're 80 and still going roller skating. So
yeah,
take that as you will.
kind of jealous. Wish I was roller skating.
I tried it. I almost broke myself in half, so I'm not doing it.
Well,
You love it, so I would do it, but
yeah, I've
they
been
freak
roller
me out.
skating since I was 3 years old. So, mom told me that I could roller skate before I could actually walk very well.
Hmm.
So
Every time, I always fall, and I've already broken enough arms.
I still would like to go again, but
Yeah, it would be fun.
I can't do anything for a while. With 2 hip replacements, it's just not.
You have to wait for this one to
It's
heal
not a
fully.
smart time to do it. And to be honest, my doctor would probably not want me to go at all because if I fall wrong, I could break the whole thing all over again. But
Well, then don't fall.
well, that was the whole point. It's not to fall.
You can wear a donut and sunglasses. You'd be swimming.
Yeah, no. But
Your little fishy feet would be
I could
swimming.
take my walker and put and take the wheels off and put roller skate wheels on there instead.
And wear a donut.
I'm not wearing a donut.
Why not wear a donut?
I'm
We
not
got a
wearing a donut.
giant one.
I'm not wearing a donut.
Why not? Well, I am. And on to the next subject.
It's a real workout.
I would rather have a pool. Totally got off on a tangent there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Well,
Did you see our beautiful tree in the back? I know, it's a little early, but let me explain.
we needed some.
We be living life out here this week, so we need a little bit of like joy and thankfulness, and this is always really kind of. We actually have two, and we switched them up this year. So this one usually is in our living room upstairs, and the one upstairs that has all of our personal ornaments,
This is
and
the one she calls her Hallmark tree.
it's my Hallmark tree. I
So
worked really hard for my. I've
I
always
did,
wanted a Hallmark tree that's just perfectly put together. It's a theme. It's one tree is all I ask.
and you got it.
I even put up my reindeer. I haven't put up my reindeer yet.
Yeah, and
I'll
we'll,
wait till after Thanksgiving for that.
you know,
But they're so pretty. They're like black. They're so pretty, and they come with little trees and little stars and like little snowflakes. They're so pretty, and it's a whole little thing. And he doesn't care about any of this.
it's not that I don't care.
But that's my Hallmark tree.
Yep.
And that's where we each, so we have a tradition in our family that we get each other a ornament every year. If it's not every year, it's about every other year. And
Well,
the
we
whole,
don't. We get one ornament for us. Not.
for you and I,
Yep.
yep. And then we get the kids each an ornament, um so that we can give them when they turn 18, they have a box of ornaments to start
Their
their own
tree.
tree,
Yep.
or whenever they
Oops, sorry.
decide they're going to move out, um so that they don't
No
just,
tree has to go empty.
yep, no matter how short it may be.
You know, the tree may look sick, but at least it'll have ornaments on it.
Hey, Charlie Brown tree, man,
Just saying.
lasted the ages.
Yep.
One will stick in the ground.
I got a few of those too.
So we have that tree up. We switched them because we wanted that one to be in the living room where everybody could really enjoy it. We usually have had it downstairs, um, which was actually the living room at some point.
Until we turn it into your office and podcast room.
Yep. And so we moved that upstairs, and the dog's tails keep hitting it. And now I'm like, now I know why I didn't do that in the first place. So, but maybe with this tree, because it's a little smaller, it'll provide a little bit more room.
Yeah.
It's taller, but it's skinnier.
Next year.
Yeah, I'm not moving it now. I don't want any of my ornaments broken.
Yep.
I have some of those are glass ornaments. And one thing I love is your mom did that too. And your mom gave us a bunch of ornaments that she had saved for you that are actually legitimately still in the box. They never even got opened. And some are from like the 1970s.
Yeah, my mom started. My mom actually started that every. Well, not just my mom, but my mom's side of the family gave me ornaments every year. So I have, usually there's more than one, but when I was little, I would get two or three ornaments every year, and they would write who it was from and the year it was given to me and who it was for. Not like I was the only kid, so it didn't really matter. But uh, yeah, and so when my kids were born, I kept it going. Every year they'd get an ornament, and
That
now,
happened to be something that I did too. So
yeah,
it was just,
so yeah,
yeah.
it works out great, and I think it's really great because when kids move out on their own and they put their first tree up all by themselves in their own first home, it's all new, but they have all these childhood memory ornaments that just ties it and makes it feel like part of
They
their
have a
childhood.
they had a they have a piece from their childhood to
Yep,
take on to their adulthood.
yep,
And they have that to start their own traditions.
yep. And
And they may choose not to continue that tradition, and that's cool. Um, I had a tradition for a while where I actually handmade my family's ornaments because really that was all I could afford. But it turned into everybody was like, these are really cool. And my uh, grandma, shout out Nana,
then I took her to Bronner's.
you know,
Ended that right there.
you know, I still like making my ornaments
Yeah,
though.
I know. I
I
was just
do.
giving you a hard time.
But now you just showed me where all the ornament putting together stuff is. So your fault.
Which
Um,
means I'll probably have to plan a trip to Bronner's here pretty quick.
I am not going anywhere near there at this time. I love Bronner's. I love Christmas, my favorite holiday. I love it. I love the lights. I love the family togetherness. I love the celebrating Jesus' birth. I love it all. Presents, nah, I could do without those. Um,
Someday we'll talk about a little conspiracy theory about Christmas.
what?
Not today.
Oh,
I'll save that for another podcast.
no, okay. Um, well, I love Christmas.
Right.
I love it. I'm a watch the Hallmark cheesy romance Christmas movies. He hates them.
No, I don't hate them.
Your face says you hate them.
I don't hate them. I would sometimes I would prefer to watch anything else,
He
but
hates them.
I don't hate them.
He even hates my true. Oh,
I do not hate your true crime stuff.
but you won't watch it with me. Killer cases. That just the title sounds fun. It's literally killers from the
Okay.
moment the murder happens all the way to the sentencing portion, and I get to look at the thing and go, you deserve it. I hope you get life in prison.
And they usually do.
Some of them got the death penalty. I'm like, y'all deserve it. Man, they don't play around down there in Texas, man. I'll tell you
No,
what.
no,
Florida don't play around either.
no.
But anyway,
Yeah, I digress.
he's very spicy when it comes to his. He likes the Star Wars and Star Trek and the like in the space.
I'm not a very big.
And I like murderers.
I'm not. I'm not very big in the reality side of it. I want, or the nonfiction side of it. I want the action, the non, or of the fiction side of it, not the nonfiction side.
So you prefer just the fantasy portion of it, just
Yeah.
the out of the realm of possibility?
Out of, if I'm gonna, I have a tendency to lean toward movies and TV shows are more outside of reality. I mean, just enough reality that they can be true, but
You want to
they're
be
not.
suspense from reality for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
my brain runs a lot in reality anyway. So,
Well,
well, is there anything else? You want to wrap it up right there?
nap time.
Wrap it
Is
up with
it?
a
Is
cute little
it?
bow.
Is,
At any rate, so
we'll find a show.
yeah, I mean, you also, I mean, as you guys are sitting at home watching, you'll notice that we're trying a new camera setup too. So, um, email us and tell us what you think about the new video. And if you have any thoughts or comments or ideas that you want to talk to us about, you can email those to us at happyhouseholdpodcast@gmail.com. Yes.
I tell you what, I need a nap. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Bedtime. It's past her bedtime. She's getting old. She's gotta go to bed early. And I'm gonna sleep on the couch.
I am not. You know what? I am getting old.
Old my crap.
Older. And
Older.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you got a few years to catch me. So
Don't worry about it.
at any rate, um, please,
Let us know.
please,
Has anybody else put their Christmas tree up for Thanksgiving? I really want to know how many people out there. I know there's a lot of them, but I
there's a
haven't
few.
seen as many Christmas lights go up as soon as I thought they were going to go up because a lot of people just skip right over Thanksgiving. I know the stores do.
Yeah.
Um, but who else out there puts up their tree like right after Halloween?
I used to know a person that never took it down. They would put it up like you did, and then after Christmas they would move it to the spare room. They just slide it in the spare room, leave it in the spare room.
Dude, how awesome would that be?
They didn't have to put it up or take it down. And when it came next year, they'd pull it out and stick it back where they wanted.
We don't have the room for that. We have too many people living here.
It's time to get rid of some, make
Stuff.
some space.
Don't you dare say kids. I'm not ready for that.
Time for them to move out.
No.
No, I know.
It's I was
So
literally talking with people with my friends and I'm like, I have one more year with my oldest daughter. One more year.
she's gonna be here longer than that.
And until she's an adult and she's whether she's here or not, she's gonna be on her own doing her own thing. I mean, she's already somewhat that way anyway, but it's like, where did the time go?
Yep, yep.
So
An old workmate of mine. I know I've told you this, but I'll tell you guys this at home. An old workmate of mine years ago. He was an older gentleman, and he used to tell me, he said, "Life is like a roll of toilet paper." Yep. The closer the end you get, the faster it goes. And I'm like, But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, you know what? I think that guy was onto something.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Basically, he's saying that our life is like toilet paper, should be flushed down the toilet.
no, John Wayne paper, rough and tough and don't take no shit.
What?
John Wayne paper.
John Wayne paper.
Yeah, John Wayne paper.
We're patenting that. We're making toilet paper. We're calling it John Wayne paper.
It's because it's rough and tough and don't take no shit, like John Wayne.
I don't know how well over toilet paper not taking shit is gonna go, but we're gonna try it.
Not well.
Our next business adventure.
Yeah, I think that would probably end up in the toilet.
Or in a septic system. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, with that.
Yeah, with that, please like, share, comment, follow.
All the goodies.
Yep, that helps us tune the channel into what
It just
everyone
helps
else
us out
likes. Yeah,
in general. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to us. We appreciate you all very, very much. We thank you. We love you. We pray that you guys have a wonderful week, wonderful day, and that God blesses you as much as you guys bless us day in and day out.
Yep.
And with that,
until next time.
we will talk at y'all later. Bye.
Later.